InsideOut Coaching. Welcome to this e-learning course. My name is Charlie Campbell. I'm an Associate Director with the Minnesota State High School League. League-sponsored programs in your school require coaches and advisors to focus on the growth and development of their student participants. The Minnesota State High School League is proud to partner with InsideOut to help develop purpose-based leaders. Thank you for choosing to positively impact the lives of young people in Minnesota. This is why we play.
Hello, I'm Napoleon Sykes Jr. and I'll be co-facilitating this training. I was fortunate enough to play football for Joe at Gilman and then went on to play collegiately at Wake Forest University. I've used this same philosophy coaching at the high school, collegiate, and pro levels.
Hi, I'm Jody Redman. I'm a former college basketball player, teacher and coach at the high school level, and an athletic administrator. In addition, I am founder of InsideOut Inc., a transformational leadership and coaching development organization and co-developer of this training series.
Begin by downloading and printing the Inside Out Coaching Journal. This journal will assist you in processing your own coaching journey.
Inside Out Coaching is an evidence-based philosophy that was developed by author Joe Ehrmann, a former NFL standout and later high school coach. Ehrmann focuses on the purpose, the power, and the possibility of coaching student-athletes into healthy adulthood through their participation in sports. This training is built on a simple premise. To be a better coach, you must be a better you.
We begin the Inside Out process by answering 4 questions. Why do you coach? Why do you coach the way you coach? What does it feel like to be coached by you? And how will you measure success? Why do you coach? Think of all the time, energy, and sacrifices you make in order to coach. Why do you do it? List some of the sacrifices you make in order to coach. In my experience, coaches don't quit and burn out because of the demands of coaching. They quit because they often don't coach to a high enough purpose to justify their sacrifices.
Let's look at Joe Ehrmann's first question. Why do I coach? To begin to answer the question, why do you coach, you must first make a distinction between your coaching goals and your coaching purpose. We all set goals. Goals give us a clear direction of where we want to go. We set a goal, we work to achieve it, and then set a new goal. Goals keep your student athletes and team focused on continual improvement and on the pursuit of the win. The goal is to win. We plan, prepare, and play to win every game that we are in. But winning is not the purpose of why we coach. The purpose is why something exists. The purpose is far more important than our goal to win games. The purpose of sports experiences is to connect student athletes to transformational coaches in a culture of belonging for their human growth and development. Transformational coach Tony Dungy writes, "Goals have a beginning and an end. Purpose doesn't. Purpose is what we live for. If we aren't aware of our purpose and our coaching goals are not in alignment with this purpose, then winning becomes the purpose, and often at any cost." Reflect for a moment and then answer the question, why do you coach? Let's look at Joe's second question. Why do I coach the way that I do?
Now that you are beginning to understand the reasons why you coach, next you must answer, why do you coach the way that you do? Every young person needs an adult to look them in the eye and affirm their value, their worth, and their human potential. The key to understanding why you coach the way you do begins with understanding the difference between transactional and transformational coaching. There are 2 types of coaches, transactional and transformational. Transactional coaches use student athletes to meet their own personal and social needs. Transactional coaches are often intent on developing student athletes and winning teams than the human growth and development of their students. There are 5 types of transactional coaches. The dictator. It's my way or the highway. The bully. Shouts, curses, and attacks. The narcissist. Craves the center stage and is prouder of himself than his student athletes. The saint. Desires to be liked by his student athletes instead of doing what's best for them. The misfit. Needs the acceptance of his student athletes and needs to be part of the team more than the student athlete does.
Have you ever played for a transactional coach? Drag and drop the emoji of the type of transactional coach you played for in the box on the right. The other type of coach is a transformational coach. Transformational coaches prioritize their students' human growth and development. They utilize the power of relationships to help transform their students' lives, and they develop secure relationships with their student athletes, where every student is seen, safe, and supported. Students feel secure when they have a coach that cares about them and when they are known and understood. When students are seen, not just as a physical body and an athlete, but when they are seen first as a human being, they take risks and are willing to move outside of their comfort zone. Students need to be safe, and as coaches, we have a responsibility to protect them from physical and verbal harm. And finally, students need our support. They need to be supported in the mastery of the game and as teammates. Listen to Jason Garrett, the former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, talk about his transformational relationship with Coach Faust and the difference this secure relationship made in his life. Like Coach Garrett, I hope you too had the opportunity to play for a transformational coach. Reflect for a moment and think about the coaches you played for. Have you ever played for a transformational coach? How did they make you feel? Drag and drop the words that define how this coach made you feel in the boxes on the right.
There's a coaching continuum with transactional coaches on one end and transformational coaches on the other. Using your mouse, drag the slider to identify where your student athletes would place you on the coaching continuum, or where you would like to be placed this season.
Reflect for a moment and then answer the second InsideOut question. Why do you coach the way that you do? Let's look at Joe's third question. What does it feel like to be coached by me?
Once you begin to understand why you coach and why you coach the way you do, the next question is, what does it feel like to be coached by you? The key to understanding how it feels to be coached by you is empathy. Empathy means to feel into your student athletes, to understand your student athletes' feelings, thoughts, and desires. For your student athletes to develop and learn empathy, they must first experience someone empathizing with them. Take a few minutes and reflect on the following 3 questions. Do you remember what it's like to be the age of your student athletes? Do you take time to put yourself in your student athletes' shoes? Do you empathize with the pressures and challenges your student athletes are facing?
List the challenges you are facing at this age. How are those needs met by your coaches? How could they have been met?
As a transformational coach, be the coach you needed then, now.
Reflect for a moment and then answer the third question. What does it feel like to be coached by me? Let's develop your coaching transformational purpose statement. Once you understand why you coach the way that you do, and what does it feel like to be coached by you, the next step is to develop your InsideOut coaching transformational purpose statement. This is a clear, succinct statement of the difference you are trying to make in the lives of your student athletes. Joe shares in his book that too many coaches have no purpose other than winning and choose a path uncertain of where they will end or how their direction will affect their student athletes. You can't navigate a ship by studying the winds and the waves alone. You have to set your sights on a port, a lighthouse, some why. The purpose that keeps us centered and focused on honoring the high calling of being coaches.
The primary responsibility of an inside-out coach is to provide opportunities for the human growth and character development of your student athletes. Just remember, purpose is not about you. Purpose is defined by the impact you intend to make in the lives of your student athletes.
Define the word coach. A coach is someone who. What are the key characteristics of a transformational coach?
There are 2 types of character: performance character and moral character. Performance character governs our relationships with ourselves. Skills such as grit, self-determination, and overcoming obstacles. Performance character skills determine how we manage our own lives and are a natural part of what student athletes learn through transformational coaching. We call them character skills and not traits because they are developed through teaching, learning, and modeling.
Identify your 2 highest held performance character skills. Define each term so your students can understand what these skills mean to you, and finally identify where you learned these skills. Who modeled and taught them to you?
The second type of character is moral character. Moral character governs our relationships with others. Skills such as trust, kindness, empathy, and integrity. These moral character skills are foundational to transformational coaching. Moral character is not a natural part of what student athletes learn through sports. It takes transformational coaches to teach and develop these skills.
Identify your two highest held moral character skills. Define each term so your students can understand what these skills mean to you. And finally, identify where you learn these skills. Who modeled and taught them to you? Now, review your definition of the word coach, along with your moral and performance character skills, and write your first draft of your transformational purpose statement. Remember, your coaching purpose statement centers on the difference you are trying to make in the lives of your student athletes. Let's look at Joe's fourth question. How do I define success? Now that you have reflected on why do I coach the way that I do, what does it feel like to be coached by me, and have written your transformational purpose statement, the final question is, how do I define success? I can't say my purpose is I coach to help boys become men of empathy, integrity, responsibility, and servant leadership, and then define success by the scoreboard. Instead, I need to determine my success by my transformational purpose. Consider the following success metrics. Did I create relationships where every student athlete had a secure relationship with me and they were seen, safe, and supported? Did I ensure student athletes had fun and wanted to be a part of my program? And did I help my students get better at the skills of the game? You have to be a competent coach who understands and can coach the game. Remember, the goal is to win. We prepare, plan, and play to win every game that we are in. It is the pursuit of the win where all of the teachable moments exist. Helping students get better at the skills of the game they love and helping them work together to accomplish a win. Based on the goals of helping students get better at the skills of the game and pursuit of the win, identify 3 success metrics you will use to determine success this season. The purpose is far more important than the skills of the game and a winning record. The purpose is why something exists. The game provides us with the perfect laboratory for life. We can put students into situations where they must work together with one another, make high-pressure decisions, leave their comfort zone, and fail in a public setting. These skills are all necessary for a happy and successful life. As coaches, we must take advantage of teachable moments that will result in the human development of our students. Based on your transformational purpose statement, identify 3 success metrics you will use to determine success this season. In this module, we took an inward journey and looked at the 4 big questions of InsideOut coaching and developed our coaching transformational purpose statement. Why do I coach? I coach to develop secure relationships where every student athlete is seen, safe, and supported. Why do I coach the way that I do? I coach in a way that's going to build transformative relationships. What does it feel like to be coached by me? The key is empathy. Empathy means to feel into your student athletes and understand their feelings, thoughts, and emotions. And how will I measure success? Our definition of success has to flow out of our purpose and has to be bigger than the scoreboard. InsideOut coaching is a process meant to help you discover the purpose and potential of coaching and is foundational to providing a purpose-based sports experience for your students. To be a better coach, you must be a better you.